We get distracted with positions because that's all we know. We've come across positions, Cosmopolitan magazine put the best positions for this or that. I was a sucker for that for years. I was like, what is this great position? It is fun to learn new positions, don't get me wrong, but those positions are always going to set you up to have the most intimacy with the person you're with. Initially, missionary position was my least favorite. I would joke about it. If a potential partner was asking me, "Ooh, what's your favorite position?" I would joke, missionary, lights off, no eye contact. That's it. It would be a big joke. But missionary was my least pleasurable position until I began Tantra. Once I got my chakras aligned, your chakras are energy centers within your body. Once I started doing breath work and meditation, getting into self love, someone I was with who would do all these different positions, but missionary was the least favorite. It was the least possible potential for either one of us to have an orgasm. When we started doing our work and a lot of meditations, fasting, changing our diet, our lifestyle, and changing our energetics and what we were doing in the world, and we were shocked because missionary became the thing that would bring us to orgasm. Like, whoa, what happened? We'd kind of start that way and go to other stuff and neglect missionary. And this person was able to have a lot of endurance, staying power for hours. So all of a sudden, if we were to do something with missionary position, he was so frustrated because he would ejaculate very quickly. What we realized as I learned Tantra more is that being missionary position, our chakras were being aligned with one another. When all of our chakras and our third eye was being aligned, all of a sudden, that would be it. We would have such an intense connection that no matter what we were trying to do, we would have immediate orgasm. So it really surprised me because what initially started as one of my least favorite positions became one of my favorite positions. But that's a process. That's a process of me being able to let go of my armor, me being comfortable with someone and choosing a partner I feel safe to be vulnerable with, and that they're safe to be vulnerable with me, opening up and having that heart connection, having a soul connection, then allowing the energetic and knowing how to do your breath work and knowing how to let that energy flow through your body. Then the experience completely changes. I was shocked because I was like, wow, I thought a lot of these other positions were really like the hottest, whatever positions. And surprisingly enough to me, the missionary position became super intense and satisfying, something I used to joke about. Tantra's no joke. Once you tap into that and start doing the practices and the techniques, you're just going to experience so much pleasure and sensation. Another part of intimacy is eye gazing. You can, with like doggy style, you can still have your chakras aligned with the other person, but then you don't have the element of having the eye contact. Because eye gazing, those are the windows to your soul. When you're with someone that you trust and you're able to fully see them and you allow them to fully see you, because it's intimacy. Into me, you see. When you're able to do that, the connection is really intense. And you drop a lot of your fear and your shame and things like that. And your pleasure is able to expand. Recently on Tumblr, someone was saying just following my instructions on breathing and breath work, they were able to last longer when they were with their partner, and the male was able to delay orgasm. I share a lot of that information through my blogs. I talk about male multiple orgasm, female orgasms, masculine, feminine orgasms, and sexual energies. Share information on my newsletter at yestantra.com. Whenever clients work with me one-on-one, I'm able to share with them these techniques and get them started on a practice. For males to have multiple orgasms or delay ejaculation, it's training your body, rewiring what you're used to doing. Your brain has a pathway to pleasure with neuroplasticity, and you're used to taking a shortcut. It's rewiring and training your body in a different way. Just like if you go to the gym, you're not going to expect results right away. You're also not going to see someone with a six pack and message that trainer and say, can you tell me real quick how to do that? There's a lot that goes into it, and it's a lot of work on the person's part to achieve that level. If you want to take your pleasure seriously, then you can invest in your pleasure. And it will be one of your best investments. We waste time and money on things that don't matter. flashy this, you know what I'm saying, to try and impress other people. And we're not even doing things that impress ourselves. Why don't we tap into our potential? If you want my full attention, contact me. You can go to yestantra.com. You can click the hire me section and we can schedule a discovery call. Let me know what your goals are and what you're wanting to learn and how I can help you. I'd encourage you to read my blog posts, sign up for my newsletter. What's this self-love business? I don't need to waste time with that. I could just how to have more pleasure, but I'm not doing you favors if I don't show you what's powerful. The most powerful thing you can do is love yourself, to know how to have a good self-love practice. How are you going to open up into being a great lover, but you don't even love you first? It's like putting the cart before the horse. You have to do things in order. It may not sound as fun or as sexy. When you wait and you see the results and you build a good foundation to build upon, then you'll be thanking me. I charge quite a bit for private coaching, but it's worth it. Empower yourself. If you're about self-empowerment and you want a more passionate life, I highly recommend. These are the things I did to make my life better and attract my best partner for me. I'm tired of seeing dysfunctional relationships or people complain about their partners or not have satisfaction or not even have love within themselves. We deserve the love that we're so willing to give other people. Like, first, we got to give that to ourselves. Whatever state of being you are in, whether you're frustrated with yourself, whether you love yourself, whether you're having low self-esteem, those things radiate outwards. That's the energy felt by people around you. So why pull people into your intimate space? Why share intimacy with them? Why connect on a physical level and bring them into your world if you've done things to make your world the best world for you to be in? If it's not even a good world for you to exist in, don't invite other people in. Use someone's body to masturbate with, grind your genitals on, and not care about having a connection. But if you can't step up and experience something with some depth, then just do stuff for yourself. Don't pull people into your problems. You create more dysfunctional relationships. A good self-love practice for not feeling safe. Do you say yes when you want to say no? Are you able to say no and have a boundary? If you don't have a clear-cut idea of what is a yes or no for you, then you're not going to feel safe. Allow your body and your emotions to be the GPS, just like a GPS in your car where you're trying to get directions to go somewhere. It's going to tell you turn right, turn left, and try to keep you from getting lost and help you reach your destination. Let your emotions be your personal GPS. How does something make you feel? When saying yes to something doesn't feel bad, you can say, this is a no for me right now. I'm going to give it some time and think about it and revisit this later. You can always change your mind later and try something. But if you're not sure about trying something, just say, no, I need to give that some more thought. I'll have to sit and think with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You just have to feel safe that you're creating a safe environment with yourself by your words, your actions, how you treat yourself. Hopefully you're choosing people that you feel safe with because that's really important. Who we associate with, not just lovers, but friends and people in our inner circle. What if the other person is this way, but they don't show it? If they're afraid to show it, even if deep down they're sweet and have a heart of gold, if they're not able to share that with you and deny that to themselves and to you, it's not going to help you. You should never date someone based on their potential, You have to be with the reality of who that person is. And sometimes you have to say, hey, you need to do these things for you so you could enjoy me. Too often we waste time because we can see someone's potential and we're like, oh, we see that in you, but you're not even seeing it in yourself. Never date or fall in love with someone's potential. Fall in love with what they're ready to bring. If they're not willing to show you and they're hiding things from you, like that's not any place to build on. If you don't feel safe because of past traumas, start a self-love practice. You need to get really clear. And also my self-love guide, I go over setting boundaries and the power of saying no and yes to things that resonate with you. You also need to choose people that you see respect your boundaries. That's really important. That will allow you to be safe. But you also need to know for yourself, you need to start setting boundaries for yourself. You need to create that safe environment for yourself as well and know that, hey, if I recognize someone isn't making me feel safe, and if they're triggering an old trauma and I feel like that they're not going to be respectful of that or how that's impacted me, then I'm not going to allow them in closer have a relationship with them. Sometimes we get so used to pain or trauma or disappointment. If our parents didn't have boundaries with us, and they disappointed us. People can be so used to that you continue to choose that and allow that in partners. Whereas a person that's had parents that have showed them love and have kept and maintained healthy boundaries with them, if someone's had that as a parent, when someone tries to come in and pull some BS on you, they'll be more likely to say, oh no, I don't accept that. But when you come from a place of trauma, it's really hard to stand up for yourself and take the boundary and say, no, I'm not going to receive this anymore. I refuse. It's really important. When you're showing respect to yourself, you'll be able to show and communicate with other people in a respectful way. It's important to know what you want. It's really hard to figure that out when you spend time denying yourself what you want and what you need. Often we want to look for a lover or look for a partner and this and that because we want love, but we don't even pay attention to all the ways that sometimes we don't even give love to ourselves, or we deny ourselves. We're like, oh, we've got like one more thing to do. We have to do this. We don't do self-care. We don't do self-love. Those things are really important. Sit and think about what it is that you really want for yourself. Even have a visualization. Yesterday, I had this visualization like a message in a bottle, and you can have the desire that you want. Think about putting a message with your intention and what your desires that the universe, and imagine throwing it out like you would throw out into the ocean. Think wait over a period of time for that bottle to wash back up to the shore, because you can put your desires and the things and the goals you have for yourself out there. The full moon is a very powerful time to state your intentions to the universe with the full moon energy. That's why sometimes full moon energy can kind of throw us off a little bit. Know that like the waves, like you never know with the waves what it's going to bring in. And it may take some time. And just because you don't see that bottle washing up to the shore right now doesn't mean it's not coming back to you. Also, what we throw out is also the things that we get back. It's important that when we love ourselves, we're giving a message, we're radiating a message of love out to the world. And the waves of the world brings that back to us as law of attraction. Life gets a lot better for you when you live from a place of love and passion and not from fear. And what blocks intimacy is that we have fear, we put our armor up, we have our guard up, we have shame, we have past experiences. We have to find out ways to drop and work through those things so that we can feel empowered with our love and be vulnerable and not be afraid and connect with the people that are around us that matter the most to us. When people can see you be really brave like that, you'll help show them the way to open their hearts more. That's my message in the bottle that I'm throwing out to you guys. And I hope that you just bring that into yourself. Receive that and just know that you deserve to live an amazing life. You just were not put on this earth to just pay bills, pay taxes, and die. We're here because we want to experience pleasure and love and happiness. Tantra is to help you experience life in a better way so that you can tap those things.